Welcome back, it's Nine, and today I have another juicy video for you guys. We are talking about a PS5 UI patent that has come out, and also talking about some comments Xbox's Phil Spencer had to say regarding the PlayStation 5. Now, before we get into that, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the video a ton. Now let's get right into it, starting with the PS5 UI patent. This comes from PSU.com, titled PS5 UI Multitasking and Subscreen Hinted At in Sony Patent. Provided is an information processing device which displays a main screen including main content, displays a subscreen including sub-content of a different type from the main content at the same time as the main screen. In the main screen mode, the user can play the game using the operation members provided on the operation device 20. As described above, the subscreen S itself may be displayed in the display area of the display device 30 together with the main screen M, even in the main screen mode. In either mode, the main screen display control unit 51 and the subscreen display control unit 52 may continue updating the respective screens. As a result, the user can play the game displayed on the main screen M while viewing the video displayed on the subscreen S, or can confirm the status of the game and progress on the main screen M and display the content on the subscreen S. Now, yeah, that's a little bit confusing, right, when you read it like that. I mean, there are some obvious hints towards just general multitasking with the UI, being able to have multiple screens up. So you could be playing a game while browsing something. You could also be playing a game while watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever it may be, just allowing multitasking at the same time. Now, if you guys remember, the Xbox One had this feature, and I personally actually enjoyed this feature. I love the idea that I could watch something in the corner while still enjoying my game, because sometimes you do these tedious tasks or in video games, right, where if you're just collecting objects or, you know, just trying to get those final trophies to get that platinum trophy, and it'd be nice to be able to have something in the corner just looking at, you know, a show you're watching on Netflix or a movie or whatever it may be. Or also if you're trying to browse information on how to get a certain trophy. This is all stuff that would be helpful while playing a video game on the PS5. So I think if this is true, the multitasking feature will be something amazing for the PlayStation 5 console, and a welcomed feature for somebody who did experience it on the Xbox One way back when they did have that as an option. Now, I imagine on the PS5, it's just going to function much smoother, and it's just going to work much better. So I'm looking forward to that. You guys have to let me know in the comments, what do you think of this entire thing, the multitasking idea? Is this something that appeals to you? I'll also have some pictures on screen showing the patent displaying what it could look like. Now, obviously, these are rough sketches, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at these. These aren't final images of what it could look like. On to the next topic. This comes from PSU.com. Xbox's Phil Spencer says Sony did a good job with the PS5 reveal. Now, we know Xbox's Phil Spencer has been trying to turn around the Xbox's sinking ship for quite some time now, and he's done some good work. We gotta admit that, yes, they have done some great work when it comes to services, buying some studios, and hopefully in July we're going to see some big changes and some big titles. But in this article, Phil Spencer says, as a competitor, it's great to have them out there now so that we kind of know what the program is. We've seen the device, we've seen the games. Just being honest, I felt good after seeing their show. I think the hardware advantages that we've built are going to show up as we're talking more about our games, frame rates, and other things. I thought the games lineup that we're going to have at launch, I felt really good about. We got more clarity on what they're doing, obviously, at their show, which helps us focusing more on what we have, and I think that'll be a strength for us at launch. So I thought they did a good job. I thought they do what they do very well, and they did that. But when I think the position that we're in with the games that we're going to be able to show and how they're going to show up and the hardware advantage that we have, I think we're in a very good position. So it's interesting to hear this from Xbox's Phil Spencer, right? They're talking about how they have hardware advantages. They're talking basically insinuating that they feel very confident in what they have coming out at launch, that they're not even worried or fazed by what PS5 has coming at launch. Now, when you come out, obviously, as a leader, right, you have to be positive about your brand. You have to be positive about your games. We expect that he's going to talk up the Xbox brand and their games, right? Where he's not going to say, well, we got nothing. That's just not going to happen. But I think with this kind of attitude and this kind of confidence, I'm expecting July to be crazy. I'm expecting them to have a lot to show. I mean, if you're going to come out and pretty much insinuate that you're not worried about what PS5 has to offer and it doesn't faze you at all, I think that's when you better have something to show for it. Because this could just be another case of Xbox talking themselves up, and when it comes time to show the games, show what they have, they fall basically flat on their face. That's something that they need to stop doing. That's something that they can't afford to keep doing, really, because eventually people are just going to lose hope and lose faith in the brand. So if they don't have anything crazy shown at July's event, then it's going to look really bad on them. In terms of hardware advantages, while they may have more power on their console, there's a big thing that they seem to be missing, and that is the fact that their SSD is half the speed of the PS5 SSD, which does make an impact when we're talking about first-party exclusives. We're also missing one more big detail, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. The Xbox brand, right? They have their exclusives, and those exclusives are going to be on multiple platforms, right? We got it on the PC. We're going to have it on the Xbox Series X, the Lockhart, if that exists, the original Xbox One, and the One X. They have to scale to the lowest common denominator, right? And that's at least for 2 years. We have to keep that in mind. That is a big drawback when developing games. Whereas with the PlayStation 5, their first-party exclusives are only going to be on the PS5. And those games will be held back by nothing. They will be taking advantage of that SSD and the raw power of the PS5, which in turn means that the PS5 games will look better than the Series X games, at least for the foreseeable future, at least those 2 years that they've already committed to putting games on the original Xbox One. It's just, it's something that will hold them back, and there's no two ways about it. And Phil Spencer can come out and be confident about what he's saying, but those things are still factors. More importantly, I think if they come out with the games, then people will kind of look past the fact that, you know, they have drawbacks on their console, being that they are putting games on the older platforms, so therefore they can't take full advantage of the Series X. The other thing to keep in mind here, guys, is that we're not just talking about the power and we're talking about the SSD. We also have to discuss audio, which is a huge thing. We're talking about the DualSense, which is another huge thing that Xbox has no answer to. They literally have nothing to answer to the DualSense. And their controller, the Elite controller, is a great controller, absolutely. And also the features that they have in their Xbox One standard controller is great as well. But the DualSense takes that up a couple levels, and I feel like that's going to make a big difference when we're playing video games. The other thing we need to remember is that they also have VR going for them. And Xbox is not dabbling in VR at all. And I understand VR is not for everybody. It's one of these things that some people love it, some people don't care for, and some people just haven't tried it because it is a little expensive to get into at first. So with that said, I think that Xbox, by all means, they're not dead. They still have a lot of potential. They still have a lot of power in the games industry. I think they have a lot going for them. But when it comes to comparing it side by side with the PS5, I feel like it's no contest. When we're talking about games, when we're talking about hardware, when we're talking about immersion, PlayStation wins in every single category. If Xbox can prove anything this July, they don't need to worry about showing that they are the most powerful console. What they need to worry about is showing us the games. They need to show us what they have to offer from their first-party studios. They have officially the most first-party studios. So what are they doing? What are they doing with all these different studios that they've purchased, and what do they have to show for it? If we don't see a Fable, that's going to be a flop for me. We need to obviously see Halo Infinite. This has been cooking for quite a while now. We need to see something convincing, something that's going to get us Halo fans who are fans right now and fans who were disappointed with 4 and 5 to jump back in and say, damn, we want to play Halo Infinite. There's a lot that they need to prove in terms of just creating new IP that appeal to everybody. I personally don't want to continue seeing the same trends with the Xbox platform. I am an Xbox owner, so I, of course, want to be using my Xbox. So if they're not showing me any reason to use it, it's a disappointment for me because it's a product that I purchased that just sits there. those are my thoughts on the matter when it comes to the Xbox brand and kind of what I want from them and how it compares with the PlayStation brand for me personally. You guys got to let me know in the comments, what do you think of this entire statement by Phil Spencer? Do you believe that the Xbox really has any advantage? And do you think July will be a blowout for them? Are they really going to shock the games industry? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know how you feel about this new PS5 UI multitasking patent. As always, guys, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos. Follow me on Twitter, link is in the description. Share this video with a friend, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.